By graad 11, vandag begin ons met ons laaste hoofstuk. Ja, gaan aan met julle bankversoening so ver as wat julle kan. Go on with your bank reconciliation as far as you can go and ask anything. There is some of the learners in the class that text me individually asking when they get stuck. So yeah, please feel free to ask me anything. So rarig as julle stak iewers, maar ons moet nou hierdie laaste hoofstuk doen voor julle toets Vrydag. Maar met krediteerde reconciliasie gaan julle nou baie vinniger verstaan as met bankversoening, want dit is eintlik dieselfde proses wat ons volg. Okay, so yeah, I'm not going even to go through grade 10, 11 and 12. But yes, I'm not even to go through this as well. All I'm wanting to say in this slide is the main reason we are doing reconciliations is for fraud prevention. So ja, die hoofrede hoekom ons dit doen is fraud prevention. Ag, verder is dit oor cash flow, to see if you pay your creditors in time and all those things, and yeah. But the main thing why we do reconciliations is for fraud prevention, or just for accuracy, actually there, number 3. For yes, maybe you made mistakes, so to correct the mistakes. Okay, now, we've got 2 views with creditors reconciliation. The first one is internal view. Internal means in your business. So interne in jou besigheid. So as jy foute maak in jou besigheid, moet jy dit self regmaak. Ek het al hierdie gesê, maar jy kan nie die balk uit iemand anders se oog uithaal as jy dit nie uit jou eie oog uit kan kry nie. So you can't tell someone else what to do if you are not, what is that saying of sweep in front of your own door before you sweep in front of someone else's door. So if you are making the mistakes, you should correct it. So a creditor's control account, okay, is a liability, so it becomes more on the credit side, less on the debit side. Yeah, when does it become more? When creditors purchase, or we purchase actually from creditors, when we are charged with interest, and when, okay, not checks is not something we are doing anymore. And then when does our account becomes less? When we make payments to creditors and when we return goods. Okay. Yeah, that's about it. And maybe there's correction of errors. So that's in your own books. Now, the same with bank reconciliation. So nou dieselfde met bankreconciliasie. Nou kry jy ook 'n staat van 'n krediteur af. You get a statement from a creditor. And then you have to compare it, just like we did in bank reconciliation. So jy moet dit vergelyk. Okay. Remember, we see a creditor as a liability, but they see us as an asset. Okay. Selfde soos wat ons met bank gehad het. Ons het net met bank, het ons hom gesien as 'n bate, meeste van die kere, en die bank het ons gesien as 'n las. So, once again, here is the mirror effect. Okay. Then, why is there errors? Same with bank reconciliation, timing differences. Okay. Human error, net foute wat ons maak, of dalk dat ons heeltemal iets vergeet het, total omissions. So that's the 3 reasons why there is differences between our books and their books. Number 1, compare. Compare your ledger with the statement. Compare the statement with the ledger. Same thing. Compare, compare, compare. Tick if there's matching amounts. Circle if there's mismatched amounts. Sien, selfde as by bankversoening. Step 4. If we made mistakes, we should fix it in our own ledgers. If they made mistakes, we are now going to do a creditors reconciliation. So as ons foute maak, maak ons dit in ons eie krediteure groot boek reg, en as hulle foute gemaak het, gaan ons nou weer 'n krediteure versoeningsstaat maak, net soos wat ons met 'n bankversoeningsstaat gehad het. Okay, there's just an example, checking, ticking, and circling of amounts. And then examples of things in our creditors ledger, in ons krediteure grootboek, wat dalk foute is. Miskien het ons vergeet om 'n faktuur in te skryf. Miskien het ons 'n verkeerde bedrag ingeskryf. Miskien het ons iets gemis. Examples of what they maybe made mistakes. Ons het dalk betaal, maar is nog nie op hulle staat nie. Miskien het hulle op 'n verkeerde persoon se rekening goed ingeskryf. Ek sê altyd, hier in Calvinia is hier 'n Calvinia Hoërskool en 'n Calvinia Laerskool. Ek weet julle is nou Middelburg Hoërskool en Karel Tron, maar sê nou maar, het was nou dieselfde, né? So here in Calvinia we have a Calvinia High School and a Calvinia Primary School. Okay? So let's say you have a Middelburg High School and a Middelburg Primary School. Okay. Now, Middelburg High School maybe bought some stuff somewhere, but now they put it on Middelburg Primary School's account, or other way around. So maybe they charged the wrong person. I always tell the story as well, that with my family, my dad is Benny van Greenen, my nephew is Ben van Greenen, I've got another nephew, Ben van Greenen. So all of them are B van Greenen, B van Greenen, B van Greenen. So it's so easy, they all stay in the same town, they use the same bank, they all are at ABSA, they all are at Vodacom, they all are at Old Mutual or wherever. So it's so easy for those companies, those businesses, to actually charge the wrong B van Greenen with amounts. Okay, and then another thing that maybe the creditors did, they forgot your discount or our discount. Okay, and then, yeah, so we just need to balance it. And there we start again with, this is a example of a single column creditors reconciliation. We're going to do one now, but you start with a creditors ledger account and you end with a creditors statement. And then all of the things that was did wrongly or forgotten or whatever, depending on if it makes our account more, then we just write in the amount, or if it makes our account less, then we put it in brackets. So, ons begin met die krediteure grootboekrekening, heel bo, onder krediteure staat, kan eintlik andersom ook wees, nou dat ek daaraan dink, ja, is eintlik die staat bo en dan die grootboek onder, maar okay, en dan alles wat ons moet bytel, sit ons net so in gewone bedrag daarin, en alles wat afgetrek moet word in hakies. So dit is as ons 'n enkel kolom doen. Ons gaan dubbel kolomme ook doen. En dan ja, op die ou ende moet dit balanseer. Okay, goed, kom ons doen enetjie. Goed, gee gou vir my kans, ek wil net gou die handboek en so oopmaak. Ek gaan nou nog 'n video vir julle, of ek gaan nou net pause. You are required. Use the alternative format to calculate the correct balance as per the creditor's ledger account in the books of Campwell Cleaners. So ons moet die alternatiewe metode gebruik om die rekening reg te maak, dat dit ja, reg uitwerk. Okay, so all the math that is given and all of the let's say the descriptions are correct. We just need to put in brackets where we need brackets, etc. Okay, so balance as per creditor's statement on the 28th of June 2016. Okay, so daar, I already wrote it in on 28 June 2016. So, saldo volgens krediteure staat, of ja, krediteure staat op die 28 Junie 2016. Okay, the amount they give us is 19,512. Okay. Next, we have incorrect debit on statement. Incorrect debit on statement. Okay. So, incorrect debit on statement. Verkeerde debiet op staat. Ok, nou moet ek eintlik vir myself amper 'n T-rekeningkie teken. Kom ek kyk of ek kan teken. Okay, T-account. Creditors control. Okay, becomes more on the debit side, credit side, and less on the debit side. Okay, the creditor sees us the other way around. Okay, so they debited this amount incorrectly. Hulle het dit gedebiteer verkeerdelik. So hulle het dit bygetel. So it shouldn't be added, it should have been subtracted. So the amount is 3,120. So we should have subtracted, or they should have subtracted the 3,120. Volgende een, invoice number 213 not on statement. Ons gaan net so dit intik. Of inskryf invoice number 213 not on statement. Faktuur nommer 213 nie op staat nie. Now, an invoice should make our account more, right? 'n faktuur maak ons skuld by hulle meer. So, R8,165 moet so positief bly. It should be positive. Dit maak ons skuld meer. It makes our debt more. Next one, payment not on statement. Payment not on statement, they have it as a positive there. Payment not on statement. Betaling nie op staat nie. En 'n betaling should be less. Should be less. Dit maak ons skuld minder. 14,657. Okay, so it should be less in brackets. Moet minder maak. The last one, returns not on statement. Returns not on statement. Okay, so ons het goed teruggevat. Ons het, we returned some goods, so we actually also owe them less. We returned it. We're not owing them that money anymore. Skuld nie meer vir hulle die geld is, so 3,100 moet afgetrek word. Should be subtracted. And then you get the balance. That's in one column. This is the singular column method. I'm going to show you a double column as well, but this is the singular column, and that gives us 6,800. Okay, so remember the following. I'm going to type it in here. Remember the following. You should credit the incorrect debit. Jy moet die foutiewe debit moet jy krediteer. As iets verkeerdelik gedebiteer is, moet jy teenoorgestelde doen, dan moet jy dit krediteer. Invoices, always add them. En ons moet plus teken maak. Payments and returns, always subtract them. So betalings en terugsendings altyd aftrek. And then remember, amounts negative or subtracted should be in brackets. So enige negatiewe bedrag of bedrag wat ons aftrek, sit ons in hakkies. Dit is met 'n enkel kolom with a singular column method. Okay, activity 4.2 will do 2 columns. There isn't much activities in this module. It goes to 4.6. Yeah, so 4.2 we'll still do, and 4.3 we'll do 4.2, 4.3, and 4.5. Yes, 4.5 we'll also do. Okay, that's it, grade 11s. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.